You know, I give a great many interviews.
Mm-hmm.
To this day, I give interviews, even from radical Muslim students who are surprised that I truck with them on this issue.
Mm-hmm.
And I explain my reasoning every time. But it is disgusting to me that I would have to explain my reasoning to the government. If I do or don't convince these radical Muslim students who call me up, or any other reporter, or any other forum in which I discuss these cartoons, if I do or don't convince them, I don't care much. It's part of the debate. I try to be reasonable with them because I think I am reasoned in my thinking. But I do not seek to be excused from this complaint because I meet your test of reasonableness, or Lori Andriachuk, the thug from Lethbridge, who convicted a Christian pastor for having Christian views. She's a thug, you're a thug, your whole company's a thug. I do not seek to convince you, because to do so means that I grant you some moral authority. I will talk to radical Muslims who hate me. For example, Syed Sohrawardi, who attended an anti-Semitic university, who believes in Sharia law. You would be wearing a burqa, and I would be paying a jizya tax because I'm a Jew. I would talk with a fascist thug like him because I know I'm a free man. And if I convince him or not, so what? And I've laid out for our tens of thousands of readers my most reasonable arguments for it. But I am not attempting to be exonerated because I meet your standard of reasonableness. Because first of all, I don't care what your standard of reasonableness is. I see that Thug Andriachuk's standard of reasonableness is unreasonable. But I don't grant you at all the right to sit in judgment of whether or not I'm reasonable. I'll grant that to my advertisers. I'll grant that to my readers. I'll grant that to friends and people in the social society who may marginalize me or shun me if I'm too rude, or who may like me if I'm their advocate, or who may oppose me or to debate me. I will suffer the penalties of civil society. I will suffer the marginalization of polite company, which is what should happen to these fascist thugs. I will suffer that from my fellow man voluntarily, but I do not grant to you or any other instrument of the state the right to tell me whether or not I am reasonable enough to pass your test.
Okay.